Some fascinating things are happening in the marketplace, not just GameStop, not just the hedge funds, and not just silver. Stay tuned and find out what's going on. Welcome to Wealth Transfer. I'm Terry Saka. So today we're going to talk about some of the extraordinary events that have taken place in the market, in the stock market, regarding the GameStop and the short squeeze plays that have been going on. And there are numerous other stocks involved. And then they turn their sights on silver. So I want to kind of recap a little bit what's going on. I want to show you what's taking place in the silver market, so you know for yourself what is it. And then I also want to show you in the broad market what's taking place, why the Reddit raiders, I call them, had identified the silver. It's not just because of the short. There's actually more dynamics to it. It's the actual market system itself on the verge of collapse. And so I'm going to review all that today. Before I get going, I want to mention to go to Rigged. You can find it on Cornerstone Asset Metals webpage. You can go to Rigged Against You. It's the podcast. We release one every Friday. It's really a good 10, 15 minutes of things we don't cover on TV. And I think you'll find it very informational. A lot of people seem to be listening, and it's growing. So I just want to let you know there. We are off all social media, so you won't be seeing Instagram tags or Twitter tags going across anymore. I'm done. I cannot be a part of these communists like this. So we do the YouTube because it is one way we're communicating to the audience besides this television program. But we are done with everything else. So just so you know why you don't see me anywhere. We're not on Facebook. We're nowhere. I'm done with it. But I want to move on now, because what we're seeing take place in America, before I jump into the silver, just briefly, is we have already lost our First Amendment, freedom of speech. They have, in my lifetime, I've never seen such censorship in my entire life. But the censorship that's going on the internet, the censorship on the mainstream media, we can't say anything because it offends somebody, which is astonishing in itself. Get over it. But we lost our freedom of speech, and we're getting ready to lose the second one. And the reason I'm telling you this is because wait until you see when I'm going to come and we're going to put together in this program, I'm going to show you 10 to 12 points of things, activities that are taking place. And basically what it is there are 10 mechanisms to take all of our freedoms away and all of our rights away in a fashion that it will astonish you. But the reason we don't see it coming is because one's over here, another one's over here, and they're doing it and building it up in these small pieces, so when the time comes, they can put it all together, and it's going to be a transformer robot monster like you wouldn't believe when it's all put together. They don't want we the people, to see it coming. Because if we see it coming and we expose it, they're probably not going to be able to get away with it. So we're going to at least do our part and put these pieces together for you over the next handful of weeks. And I think you're going to be pretty astounded at what we show you. But they are going after right now. The reason this is important is now they're going after the Second Amendment. They've already really started killing free speech. They're now going after the Second Amendment. And we kind of figured they would, once they controlled all of Congress. But there's an HR, I believe 174, 124, that's working its way. Now, I don't believe it gets there. I can't believe Senator Manchin would vote for it. But it's really important, folks, because if you read it, you have to go through government psychologists. Your family has to all go through government psychologists to get approved for a federal gun license. And then you have to go into a major federal database that anyone can access, military individuals, and you have to register your guns. You have to register your guns, your serial numbers, your ammo. You have to tell them where it's stored in your home. Most guns will be banned. If you saw this HR, it is frightening, because the reason I'm bringing it up, all through history, Mao and all of these sociopathic, really evil communist dictators, especially Hitler and the Nazis, they first go after free speech, then they start the propaganda machine, then they take the guns. When they can take your guns and you kill your free speech, you're not going to like where this country goes, folks. So I'm just amazed that it's going to be attempted, but you better know it's coming, because that is very ugly and very scary. So these things are leading up to what I'm saying is the Great Reset that is in front of us. It is going to be a total lockdown communist system in this nation. And I'm just astounded that we're even having this conversation. I don't even know where to go with it, except we got to get into the silver, because this is a part of it. There is some form of a unique populist revolution taking place. And it's in the financial markets. And there's groups, and there, Wall Street Bets and in the Reddit forums. Now, I don't know any of these. I don't go in there. I don't do forums. I don't get on the internet at all except to research. But apparently there's like 10 million of them. And these are young, really smart 20-somethings, 30-somethings, educated. They even have money. They're identifying the rigging within the financial system, and they're going to make money. So when it comes to the GameStop, they identified that the hedge funds were trying to destroy and crush this company, GameStop. This Reddit group identified it as a major short play, the most shorted stock in the market, and they said, no, we're going to save this company and make money at it. So they drove the price from near $2.50 up to $450. Now, in the process of doing that, the hedge funds that were shorting, and when I say shorting, they mean they borrow stock from someone, sell it in the market to push the price down so the hedge funds can make money, and then they destroy the company. And then what they do when they destroy the companies, they break up the assets and go that way. These individuals, which I call we the people, they decided, no, this company's worth saving, and they went in and bought the stock. The hedge funds lost billions and billions and billions of dollars. So what did the regulator and the establishment do? They attacked the simple person, the we the people, the small traders. They say, we're distorting the system and causing trouble. And their shorting doesn't. So this rolls over into silver, because then they identified, these Reddit raiders, they identified silver as the most manipulated and short position in all of the market system. And they're 100% correct. Then they said, we have to go after silver. Now, they haven't started yet. It's not there. It won't be that easy. These bankers are very serious. But where it changes is when they actually buy the physical silver. Because when the futures market goes to the contract and they get to the point, which they're coming soon, where they can't deliver the physical silver they're supposed to, the exchange is in default. And then they would have to pull a phrase out called force majeure. And instead of delivering physical silver like they're supposed to, they would only give you cash. But can you imagine what that would do for the reputation and the psychological aspect of the market? So these are patriot people. These are people that love the country. These are people that just want to make money, the young ones. But they have identified the fact that if the shorts get out of silver, and silver is priced to inflation, it's $1,000 an ounce. So we're going to get into the raw details right after this, but I have to take a quick break.
The world is at a tipping point. Our fragile food supply is being destroyed by locusts and fires. A global viral pandemic is collapsing the economic supply chain, impacting financial markets all around the world, leaving you and your finances more vulnerable than ever. Now is the time to protect and preserve your assets. Cornerstone Asset Metals is here to help you protect and preserve what you've worked so hard to gain. Whether you have IRAs to protect, 401ks to preserve, or cash in the bank, our asset specialists are here to support you. Call now and we'll send you urgent information regarding changes to the dollar and the challenges to our economy that you need to be prepared for. Learn how easy it is to roll over your current IRA or 401k into a physical precious metals IRA. We can even arrange to have your precious metals stored in a private vault or send it directly to your home. Do not delay. Call 888-747-3309 today. That's 888-747-3309. Invest in precious metals and create security in your future today. Call now.
Welcome back. I encourage you, give Cornerstone a call, register for information if you're looking to get involved in the physical silver market. They'll be there to educate you. So first image I want to show you is a headline that took place because it's not about the price of silver right now. I think it's somewhere in the area of 27 as we're filming, but it's up and it's down. But it's not about the price because the price is set in the futures market. So it's not the real physical market, even though it's supposed to be, it's not. There is a big, big divergence taking place on the heels of a populist revolution of small investors where the eyes are opening up and it's becoming a very big deal. Take a look at this. Headline, physical premium to paper hits record as silver market tears in two. The establishment can print all the paper silver it wants, but there's no physical supply. Now, that's a very accurate statement. I'm in the refining, minting side of the business, so I understand the supply chain. Now, we do have physical silver, mind you. It's in more commercial bar form or in grain through the refinery. So we still have physical silver, but what happened is the actual finished product is gone. The coins, the mintings, the bars, they got evaporated because of the Reddit raiders. Over the weekend, they just evaporated the entire supply system. But what's taking place is the premium to buy physical metal. Now, why is there a premium? Because there's refining costs, there's labor costs, shipping insurance costs. There's costs to then, after refining, to then ship it to the minting, where they then have to put it in extruders and laser cut and get the blanks prepared for minting, then mint it, tube it, and then ship it to the final destination. And all of that has costs involved known as a premium, meaning what the futures market says, like if you look on your computer and it says silver's $27, right now to buy an American Silver Eagle, it's $42. That's a big difference, isn't it? That's because to actually get your hand on the physical product, it costs, the real price is different than what the futures market is telling you. That's how they know the rigging that is taking place in the silver market. So the rigging is deep in the silver market. It always has been. We've been talking about it for years. I was just merely saying if you buy the physical, it doesn't matter what happens in the paper market, because I contend the paper market will default eventually, and these banks will be forced to cover. And when they cover those positions, silver will be an astronomical price. $500 would not surprise me per ounce. So why are beyond just the short silver position? Why are they identifying the fact that silver is a very explosive and an important investment to own right now? Take a look at this. This is silver to the money supply, the M2 supply, money that's out there available. If you notice when it's at the bottom here in the yellow little circle, the half circle, that's back in 2000. And then you see where the white line goes, that's when silver went up to $50. And then it came back down again to the same level of price action to the money supply, and we're rising, and you see the yellow arrow. That's because silver is projected now to go back to not only the highs, but beyond, because we're printing trillions and trillions of dollars in bailouts to the banks, bailouts to the financial system. Wait till we get into that when I show you the difference between how much money the financial system has gotten in bailout compared to Main Street, we the people. It's unbelievably horrific how we the people, they'd rather give money to foreigners than we the people. I just don't get it. I think all politicians should be thrown out of office and we the people should take over the White House maybe, huh? But it's the money printing. And all the money printing, not just in the United States, but around the world, has been so severe through COVID, which I think is all planned, by the way, that because it's taken us to this great reset, that money printing is diluting. This is being diluted to the point where, and you'll understand as inflation continues to rage, that it's not buying the same thing. That's why when silver and a paper dollar were equal, they both bought 3 gallons of gas. Or today I sell my silver, I can buy like 12, 13 gallons of gas. And if I sell my, if I use my dollar, I can't even buy a half a gallon of gas, see? Silver was always our constitutional money, and it always was the store of value over time. So they know this. And who are they? Take a look at this headline. This is from Epoch Times, and if you've never heard of it, I encourage you, go to Epoch Times, become a subscriber, get the paper delivered to your home. It's one of the greatest papers for conservative values you'll ever see. But the headline reads, News Alert, Reddit users going after silver for the biggest short squeeze in the world. Biggest short squeeze in the world, and they know it. Now, it's going to take time for them to do that. But if millions and millions of people start piling into buying physical silver, they will put the pressure on the banks to get out of the short squeeze. And I saw a headline one time where they're saying, oh, well, if you Reddit people and you guys start doing this to the silver market, you're going to destroy the economies. You're going to crash the market system. You're going to bankrupt the banks and you're just going to be horrible people. And I'm thinking, why don't you just get out of the short position? Who's manipulating the real price? This is a commodity. So who's destroying the economy? You are, bankers, not we the people. If you don't like it, just get out of the short position and let silver as a commodity find true price discovery through demand, which then, of course, would be $500 an ounce or so. So don't put on the Reddit people that they're causing problems when the hedge funds in the establishment, the power elite, are the actual criminals and manipulators. I stand behind the Reddit army because they're just real average people trying to have a living. Listen, they crushed everybody. They destroyed Main Street for a year, destroyed people's businesses, livelihoods, psychological impact, the suicides, all for a fake virus bioweapon that came out of China. And then you're getting mad at these young people? You're getting mad at them for wanting to make money for themselves? That's not cool, man. What you're seeing is a populist revolution. And this is what the power elite are most terrified of. When your eyes are open, the truth sets you free. Something about that in the Bible, nothing shall be hidden, everything shall come to light, and the truth shall set you free. And that's what's taking place right now, folks. I always contend silver is God's. He said it in Haggai 2:8. The silver is mine. It's an honest weight and measure. It's 31.1 grams. You can't fake it and you can't make it. This, we're faking it, we're printing it, we're making it, we're diluting it. Dishonest weight and measure. The Bible says this is an abomination. I will vomit it out of my mouth, abomination. Dishonest weight and scale, dishonest weight and measure. Multiple scriptures say that. Silver is an honest scale. That's why God said it was His and He gave it to us for honest money. So I have to take a quick break and I'm going to get in and show you the big economic data that many are waiting to hear.
The world is at a tipping point. Our fragile food supply is being destroyed by locusts and fires. A global viral pandemic is collapsing the economic supply chain, impacting financial markets all around the world, leaving you and your finances more vulnerable than ever. Now is the time to protect and preserve your assets. Cornerstone Asset Metals is here to help you protect and preserve what you've worked so hard to gain. Whether you have IRAs to protect, 401ks to preserve, or cash in the bank, our asset specialists are here to support you. Call now and we'll send you urgent information regarding changes to the dollar and the challenges to our economy that you need to be prepared for. Learn how easy it is to roll over your current IRA or 401k into a physical precious metals IRA. We can even arrange to have your precious metals stored in a private vault or send it directly to your home. Do not delay. Call 888-747-3309 today. That's 888-747-3309. Invest in precious metals and create security in your future today. Call now.
Welcome back. So the first one I want to show you that's information that goes back to 2008, 2010 timeframe. The U.S. Mint actually had a very severe supply shortage. Like there is, and I know because I'm inside that part of the industry. There's physical silver available, but in the quantity that was needed, there was a very serious problem getting the material because each country would have to go and acquire the material because we don't have any more. So they have to buy it. So let me show you this graph where the US Mint had a shortage, and ever since they had the shortage, look what happened. As you can see there, the big blue line, that's where the US Mint has shortage of material. And then you see the arrows and all the graph going straight up into 2011. That's when the price ran to $50. What that's really telling you is when the material, the physical material, became harder to get and acquire and more expensive to acquire, the shortages took place. Then the price rose, which understandably, right? That's what's taking place right now. There's more of a shortage today than there was in 2010. And what the Reddit raiders are trying to say is, if we the people, which I've been trying to say for years, if we the people just be properly diversified and own real money like physical silver, whether it's in your IRA or whether it's you take it home and put it in a gun safe or hide it in a box marked Christmas decoration or wherever you want, but own a real liquid tangible asset, then the material would become shorter in the supply side, which then of course the price would rise. And I contend it's rising a lot more than 50. So from here, it's 100% return. That's doubling your money, let alone when it continues to rise. So in the broader market, why the shortages are taking place? Because mainly the hedge funds, money managers, individuals have identified the fact that we've had an economic expansion for about 12 years, minus the whole COVID sham, but we are expanding financially because of the money printing. And they're looking at charts like this one in the Dow Jones. Take a look. As you can see where we came back from where it is on the left side there in November, the market started rising back up again. And you can see in the red channel, very predictable, very focused market channel. Well, on the right side, you see that circle. It's breaking below all support of the uprise. And what it's telling us is we're looking at a major downtrend, a bump up, dead cat bounce we call it, and then continue down, which puts the stock market well below 25,000 on the Dow and a lot lower than that. I contend it actually is going to go a lot lower because I contend soon we are going to see gold and the Dow Jones equal. They'll be equal. Not know what that price is going to be, 15,000, 20,000, I don't really know, but they will be equal. So they're seeing charts like this showing that the market is ready to roll over and collapse hard, 20, 40% possibly. So the next one I want to show you why they're not only identifying that the market system itself is on the verge of collapsing, where the people are becoming restless and where the power elites are most terrified Because remember, when our eyes are open and we see the truth can set us free if we stand together. There's a big reason why they were shutting down churches, and it had nothing to do with a fake virus that had the strength of a cold. It had more to do with the unity in the Spirit and keeping us away from the power of the shed blood of Christ within the collective of the kingdom and we the people in the communities and our country. It was about division. And who is about division? Yeah, the devil, right? So this is where the people sit and why they're becoming frustrated. Take a look at this. This is the cumulative change in numbers of employed people since December of 2000. So go all the way to the left to 2000. Now you see the blue line are ages 16 years old to 59, and the orange line is age 60 and older. And if you see from 2000, pretty much everybody were doing well. Millions of people are being employed. Right there is a line 0, so you can see where we're rising. So anyone 60 and older kept maintaining, getting jobs, and kept employed. But then you see the 16 to 59 lost a big chunk of jobs in 08. We started to march back, and then COVID hit, and it collapsed. Now we've come back with some jobs, but look where we're at, right at 0. So we and the age group of 16 to 59 haven't had new job really increases in the total since 2000. It's 20 years. But yet these 60 and older have. So there's a deep frustration in a vast majority of the population because the jobs aren't there. Why aren't the jobs there? Well, because they wanted to ship all of our manufacturing overseas. They wanted to do things to regulate and to harm small business and to cause them to have difficult times functioning. And then COVID comes along and they shut down Main Street and puffed up the billionaires, the big house blocks like Walmart. We're the people. 74% of jobs come from small business. So get encouraged and stay focused in the Spirit that we have victory. Until next week, God bless each and every one of you. And remember, silver is from God. This is from man. Catch you next week.
The world is at a tipping point. Our fragile food supply is being destroyed by locusts and fires. A global viral pandemic is collapsing the economic supply chain, impacting financial markets all around the world, leaving you and your finances more vulnerable than ever. Now is the time to protect and preserve your assets. Cornerstone Asset Metals is here to help you protect and preserve what you've worked so hard to gain. Whether you have IRAs to protect, 401ks to preserve, or cash in the bank, our asset specialists are here to support you. Call now and we'll send you urgent information regarding changes to the dollar and the challenges to our economy that you need to be prepared for. Learn how easy it is to roll over your current IRA or 401k into a physical precious metals IRA. We can even arrange to have your precious metals stored in a private vault or send it directly to your home. Do not delay. Call 888-747-3309 today. That's 888-747-3309. Invest in precious metals and create security in your future today. Call now.